Peace out, El Nido. So we are currently on the slow boat on our way to Coron from El Nido. There's two options. You can take the slow or the fast boat. The slow boat it's like 30 Canadian dollars. The fast boat's like 55. Fast boat arrives in 3 hours. Slow boat takes 8. So we went with the 8 hours. I'll show you around the boat. Go, just like that. I think it was like 6.5 hours later, we are in Coron. That was a journey. That was definitely one of the more difficult experiences we've had trying to find a dorm. In Coron, basically, hostels are non-existent. It's all guest houses and homestays, which means there's less beds available because they're selling rooms, not just a bunk bed. And so it's very, very hard to find, and I went to a lot of places to find a dorm that could sleep us, but we found it. Purple Homestay. I brought a mosquito net with me on my travels, and I've yet to use it because every time you really need a mosquito net, it seems they provide one. But when you're traveling and you make a 2-man room into a 3-man room, you need 2. So I finally got to use it. It was actually kind of confusing how we're gonna set it up because there's no hookup here. Marie gave me a string, so we kind of jerry-rigged a string across there and then hung a mosquito net via another string to here, and it's perfect. No malaria for Noah. No malaria for Noah. It's gonna be great. But that is one positive thing about finding people to travel with, because if I hadn't, I'd have to like split a room to myself in Coron, which would be very expensive compared to what it is when you can split it 3 ways. So that's one thing to look out for. If you're solo, try and find some people. Helps. And also you're less lonely. So the Purple House, we got a little lounge right here. We've got a kitchen that is actually awesome. We are actually able to bring our own food and cook here, use all of their utensils, pots, pans, all that, so we'll definitely have to do that. And then we got a sea view of the sunset. I think just for a price estimation, the rooms were generally between like 900 and 1200 a night pesos, which is like roughly between like 25 and like 32 Canadian, somewhere around there. So not too bad, split between people. Today is a day of adventure. We are doing another island tour, this time in Coron. It's actually like the main thing to do here from what I understand, so. This is Coron Island. So the town, Coron town, is over there, and then this is the island that I've been showing you guys. Oh, look at that. That is unreal. So cool. So to the best of my understanding, the Twin Lagoon is just over that ridge, over those steps. So that's where we're going, swimming. So we are now in the Twin Lagoon. We swam right under that cave, and this is it. Surrounded by limestone cliffs in a lagoon. For the tours, there are a bunch of options to choose. When you're in Coron, we went with the Ultimate Island tour. It was like 1,500 pesos, or like 30 US dollars. What? Is there jellyfish here? Sorry, I was distracted by the jellyfish. Ah, that thing's small. But yeah, myself, Glenn, Sophie, and Marie and Nick all went for, like I said, the Ultimate Island tour. So we have like 7 stops today, some lunch, and hopefully it will be worth it. So a friendly tour guide told us the place to jump, the place to do some cliff jumping, because I mean, there has to be some cliff jumping around here. It's apparently just right off that ladder that we swam under. Maybe there'll be more later on in the day, but I mean, how can there not be cliffs around here when we're literally surrounded by cliffs? Oh. Watch out, dude, it's slippery. So Glenn and I are trying to figure out the best spot to jump from. The thing with jumping from these steps is that people are swimming in and out from there. So you could jump from this balcony. You don't have much headroom, so maybe it is best to just jump from here. You just have to watch out from below. Yeah, you're good. Yeah. Nice. I think it's a good call, boys. That's pretty unsafe up there. So it's a human train. That's how you visit the lagoon when you can't swim. Join a train. So the cool thing about Coron and all these locations is that you'd be able to just rent a kayak and come here yourself. It's not like you need to come with a tour. So if you guys are interested in any of the spots I visit today, you can just Google Maps it and then come on your own if you don't want to pay a tour. But the tour kind of sorts out everything for you, and there's entrance fees for some of the places, so you do have to pay for that. But the tour includes all that and boats you around, and you get to see a lot in a day because you can't kayak that much. So for us, with our amount of time left here, this is the better option. But for you guys, it might be better to just catch like a kayak and just do day trips out. So keep that in mind. Twin Lagoon though, super, super cool. It's nice. Next stop is the bay for lunch. We had just stopped at a snorkeling place. I didn't film it. It was nothing too special, but this is lunch. There's a baby monkey right there. It's free now, but like 10 minutes ago it wasn't. These the people here actually had it tied to that pole with this shoestring, just like throwing it off the ladder and stuff. And then Sophie, she wanted to hold them off, which she should. And the monkey's free now, but yeah, it's cruel. It's hard to watch. I guess people here don't totally have an understanding over the whole like animal rights thing, and that's kind of it was crossing the line. It was, like I said, hard to watch. So our next destination is Shipwreck Creek. Apparently, right below me right now is a shipwreck, so we'll see if we can find it. Hello, Sophie. The other two destinations we've been to so far, nothing too special, so I didn't record it, but hopefully this will be cool. Oh. This guy, it goes so deep. That's really deep. Next destination is a really beautiful lake. It's like 150 steps away, so it's a teeny bit of a hike, but apparently it's one of the most beautiful things here. Does anyone know the history behind the shipwreck of the last place, why it was there?
When the Japanese were having a fight with America over the Philippines.
Oh.
Japanese warship.
So it's a sunken Japanese warship.
Yeah.
The shipwreck is probably the coolest place we've been to so far. And Sophie was just telling me it's a sunken Japanese warship, and so that's why it is there. About 15 meters deep, so we're just practicing diving deep the whole time. It's fun.
I don't know where I'm going to rest my head tonight, so I won't promise that I'll speak to you today. But if I ever find another place, so
the name of the game right now is Touch That Rock.
There's a rock, I think we've decided it's like 5. That's so funny.
Your face.
You give a man some time.
I think it's like 5 or maybe 6 meters down. Glenn did it no problem. In all seriousness, though.
Do it now then.
Don't come back up and have your GoPro.
Yeah, you just have to swim down and get it off my hand.
Off my head for
Yeah. But you can leave me down there. My ears feel like they're gonna explode. We have one more stop on our island tour, and then I will wrap it all up and give you guys my opinion on the island tour, Coron, and such which and such. That was some really good snorkeling. There was we saw a pufferfish.
So pufferfish and seahorse.
That's some pretty good finds. It's not every day. I'm gonna try the flippers now, continuing our journey to see how deep we can go. I think it'll help. So we are back from the tour. I'm looking at the glorious sunset, and I thought I'd give you some final tips on Coron and the island tour, as we're actually leaving, or I'm leaving Coron tomorrow. So my opinions on Coron, it's a very, very cool island, but the thing is, and what we weren't made very aware of, and what I think you should know when thinking about planning a trip around the Philippines, is that Coron, the town, is very small. There's a couple of things to do. You can hike up to the viewpoint, you can see the hot springs, which we did not do, and ride around on a moped or something like that. But everything else, beaches, lagoons, lakes, cliffs, snorkeling, to catch a boat tour to get to all those. So those island tours are very popular, single day boat tours are popular, renting kayaks is popular, but just sitting here, it's not like other places where you can walk to the beach or just kill a day doing something like that. So that's something to bear in mind, and I had no idea about that, in which isn't my favorite. I like having things accessible to do without having to pay someone to take you there, etc. In terms of the island tour, it was not bad. There were a couple things. Like I said, I went to 7 spots. I only filmed a handful of them because some of them were not that amazing. So was it worth $1,500? They also didn't include a snorkel, so it was like $1,650, so even less. But it was a good experience, and that was the one big thing we were planning to do in Coron, and we did it. Glad we did it. For you guys, my suggestion would be probably to rent a kayak for the day. That would be really cool. Sadly, I don't have enough time to do that myself, so I can't. But I would say rent a kayak and probably hit up Shipwreck Lake. That was one of my favorite places we went to. Maybe the Shipwreck dive, snorkeling. I'd say maybe kayak over there. And then you could also hit up like the beach or something like that, something along those lines. And I'd just make like 3-day trips out of kayaking to those places, one each day. I think that would make a very enjoyable trip in Coron. Anyways, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to enjoy this beautiful sunset, cook myself up some soup, some vegetable soup, so I feel healthy. My diet's been so bad while I've been out here. And I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate every single one of you so much, and I'll see you all in another one.